right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
The day after devastation.
This is our Katrina.
The devastation is truly tremendous.
Through wreckage and ruin, our city's path forward after a deadly tornado tears through St. Louis.
I just fell to my knees and cried.
Tonight, shattered families honor those lost.
The kids, they don't even really know yet. We love him and we're gonna miss him.
While our resilient community tries to rise from the rubble.
We felt the need to be out here and be present to help.
I'll be okay when my city's okay.
Right now, St. Louis is under a state of emergency. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush. This after a confirmed EF3 tornado hit the city, killing 5 people. Mayor Kara Spencer and other city and state leaders gave us an update on the storm relief effort just hours ago. The mayor says over 38 people were hurt in the storm, some of them in critical condition. She also says more than 5,000 homes and buildings were damaged. City police and fire officials tell us they finished their 62 square mile sweep of the city looking for any more victims. Now officers say their mission is to protect a hurting community.
We got to make sure we can keep everybody safe and make sure that nobody's taking advantage of the situation. And so far, it's been very, very minimal. And I thank the community for coming forward to make sure we keep our city safe.
As we move through the next few days, we're hoping to better organize that process so regular citizens can play an important role in helping do the cleanup.
A curfew is still in place until 6 a.m. for most of North City. We've learned a 70-year-old beloved great-grandmother died when the tornado demolished her home in the Ville neighborhood in North St. Louis. 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend spoke exclusively with her family. He's live near Dr. Martin Luther King and Deer Street. Robert.
Mike, the tornado destroyed so many homes and businesses here in North City. Drive around this area and you'll see piles and piles of rubble here in this area. Now for the Holmes family, the loss cuts deep. In the midst of a terrifying tornado Friday afternoon,
I was just rushing through the storm.
A frantic Reginald Holmes raced home to the 4500 block of Cote Brilliant in North St. Louis, worried about his mom, Dolores Holmes.
So I was calling her name, everything, flipping over stuff, just, trying to get a response, no response.
The tornado ripped off the roof of their 3-story brick house of 40 years.
Second floor, third floor, completely gone. Back kitchen, everything completely gone.
Suddenly, near all the fallen bricks, wood, and tossed siding, unimaginable heartbreak.
I was just having to look on the way down to the basement through that corridor. She was like down there, like she was on her way down there trying to make it to the basement. Just lost of words, bro.
In a flash, his 70-year-old mom, the matriarch of their family, the beloved great-grandmother, neighbor who loved to work in her yard, was gone.
She got a pulse. She can still be safe.
Shantae Gibbs, a certified nursing assistant, tried to give her godmom CPR.
I brought back so many people over the last 20 years. And for me not to be able to bring her back, it's devastating.
A devastating loss that's forever changed their lives.
And once the house came down on her, it's like broke her neck. Man, I miss my mama, man.
Every day thinking about it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard,
Now, this is truly a tough time, especially for Reginald Holmes. Today is his birthday. Our thoughts are definitely with him and his family. Live in North City, I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
Tonight, we're learning more about the 48-year-old man who was killed when a massive tree crashed down on his truck outside Carondelet Park. He was just minutes from home. Loved ones say 48-year-old Juan Baltazar was a devoted father and well-known food truck owner in the Latino community. We continue our team coverage with Megan Kernan, who was live at Carondelet Park where this tragedy happened. Megan.
Mike, last night I was live here showing you a truck crushed by this uprooted tree. At the time, we didn't know who the victim was. Tonight, we do. His name is Juan Baltazar, a father of 7, a beloved street corn vendor, and a man who was just trying to get home. We know that Mayor Kara Spencer said that one person died near the Carondelet area, so we came out here to see what we could find, and we did find this blue Ford truck that has been completely smashed. What we didn't know then was that 48-year-old Juan Baltazar was inside the blue Ford truck. He was killed instantly when this tree came down during Friday's severe storms. His wife Rachel tells us he left work and was just minutes away from home.
The storm that apparently took a tree out, a big tree, and it just landed right on top of the truck.
Nothing would have prepared us for a tree to fall and crush him, like while he's driving on the street.
Juan was a father of 7, 3 kids here in the U.S. and 4 in Mexico. Rachel says their 2 children are just 3 and 6 years old.
We love him and we're gonna miss him. And the kids, they don't even really know yet. I think it's gonna be twice as hard once I see they figure it out.
Juan owned the El Mandalone food truck, known for his Mexican street corn. Rachel says he poured his heart into the business and into his family.
And a lot of people are gonna miss him. Even some of our neighborhood officers, they'd go over there. He was well known.
Juan's ex-wife, Jennifer Hartley, is now helping raise their son, Martin, who just lost his father.
Watching his son, 16 years old, go through mourning, not having a father anymore that he was so close to.
She says Juan leaves behind a legacy of love and a family in need of support.
But when someone's just tragically uprooted from your life like that tree was, I can't put into words the hole it leaves in our souls forever. He touched every person's life with light.
It's hard to put into words just how much Juan meant to his family and to the Latino community. He spent his whole life helping others, feeding people, and raising his kids. Now his family needs our help. You can find a link on ksdk.com under the As Seen on TV section for a GoFundMe that Rachel set up. Live in St. Louis, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
All right, meteorologist Jim Castillo joins us now, and as people start to pick up the pieces of their homes and businesses, Jim is tracking the possibility of more severe weather on the way. Jim?
Yes, Mike, we know it's May here and it is tornado season. So what's happening Monday is all the ingredients seem to be coming together again in the afternoon and evening and possibly into the night, where all hazards are possible. So we'll be watching this and just have several ways to receive warnings. Keep that going. Do what you've been doing. Everybody's doing a great job with this severe weather season that's been insane. So this is what we have for you on Monday. Our western counties level 3 out of 5, and we're watching the St. Louis area for scattered severe storms and maybe a lesser chance in our eastern counties, let's say Clay County, Illinois. But again, all threats are there, damaging wind, large hail, and we can't rule out tornadoes. It's not a zero chance of that at all. We did have EF3 damage from yesterday's tornado, so that's the Greater Ville neighborhood and also Kingsway East and Fountain Park. That's mainly North City. And on the Fujita scale here, this is just the wind speed, and the Weather Service goes out there to check how strong it was. 136 to 165 miles an hour, and likely in that area, probably about 150 miles an hour. So there was the tornado. They're still looking at where that track exactly was, but we do believe it started in Clayton, went across Forest Park, and then also crossed the Mississippi into the Illinois side. RFD wind damage, that's at the zoo, and that's rear flank downdraft dry air, just wind in a supercell, Mike, that caused the damage around the zoo. Much more on our forecast coming up.
We're also learning new information tonight about the woman killed inside a Fountain Park church that collapsed. 5 on your side's Annie Krall has been in that neighborhood all day. And as with so many spots, the devastation behind Annie is hard for some people to handle. Annie.
Mike, I'm at Centennial Christian Church on Fountain Avenue, or at least what's left of it. Basically, the rubble and the damage, well, it looks much like as if a bomb went off. You can see the doors locked up as of now. Unfortunately, this is where a woman lost her life yesterday afternoon, and we heard from community members who knew her well, who says she was a pillar here at this church.
To lose someone like that, of stature like that, is just heartbreaking.
Patricia Ann Pendleton, that's who family tells us was killed inside Centennial Christian Church after an EF3 tornado barreled through St. Louis.
She was at church doing what church people do, helping people and serving the Lord.
10th Ward Committee woman Yolanda Yogi Yancey knew the mother through church activities.
We tragically lost a gem, a wonderful woman who was doing actually what she loved to do, which was work and serve the people. And so for that, her memory and her legacy lives on. That part of it kind of gives comfort, and my prayers to the family.
The Simmons family just across the street can no longer live in their home.
On our end, we got a lot of family. Like I said, it's a really close family that I have a privilege of being a part of. And all the family come from all over to pull together. But I'm quite sure there's some people who don't have that.
Both families are dealing with losses, trying to move forward after what Mayor Kara Spencer called one of the worst storms in the city's history. Anything that you want to change moving forward in coming years? How do you think it went in terms of prep prevention for something like this?
I have to say that the level of participation, the response has been phenomenal. While there's ways we can improve, and there certainly are challenges, this is not a type of storm that we are used to seeing on a daily basis, but the response has been unbelievable.
Neighbors helping neighbors after a once-in-a-lifetime disaster.
But I've never seen this. My mother would have been 71 years old in the same house, and to see that is unimaginable. This will be a story that goes on for years.
And we've been seeing all day people packing up their belongings, whether that's clothes, food, and putting them into pickup trucks. This rubble all across Centennial Christian Church is strewn all about the streets here. And we know so far from officials that the next media briefing at the earliest will be sometime tomorrow. Reporting live in Fountain Park, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
Now, hours ago, we learned the Red Cross shelter at Grace United Methodist Church has filled up. So the group is now asking anyone in need of a safe place to stay to go to their 2 other shelters. One is set up at the Friendly Temple Outreach Center. That's at 6356 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. Another is located at the 12th and Park Recreation Center. That's at 1410 South Tucker Boulevard. We'll be back. City, state, and federal government agencies surged manpower to St. Louis to help power the cleanup effort. But tonight, local leaders are looking to nonprofits, churches, and volunteers so they can pitch in too. 5 on your side's Mark Maxwell brings us a look at the early efforts to start cleaning up.
St. Louis is in a state of emergency.
The devastation is truly tremendous.
At a Saturday morning press conference, Mayor Kara Spencer and Governor Mike Kehoe pledged all the manpower and resources government can provide.
We're putting all hands on deck to make sure that we can assist the city and local authorities as much as possible.
But with a job this big, where do you begin?
Everybody can't do everything, but everybody can do something.
Alderwoman Laura Keyes saw the aftermath of winds ripping the roof from her home.
This is our Katrina, basically.
She's just one of thousands facing severe damage in city limits.
We are estimating right now about 5,000 buildings have been impacted.
Despite the damage to her own home, she and other local leaders were out amplifying calls to action.
We have heavy equipment operators who have been helping us to clear streets.
Local nonprofits with big plans for the Annie Malone Day Parade suspended and postponed Sunday's scheduled events.
We don't want to pull away from the resources that the city desperately needs at this time.
Instead, their CEO urging people to put their energy into helping their neighbors.
I would love to see people just band together and help one another, come and volunteer to help get branches up. If you have resources, you can donate.
At Annie Malone, the Urban League, and United Way, trusted nonprofit organizers started collecting key items.
Coolers, ice, because people don't have refrigerators. They can have lunch meat and things like that in there. There's stuff in the coolers.
This is going to take a lot of volunteer hours and money.
When he's not working in Jefferson City, House Democrat Steve Butts from South City specializes in insurance.
I was out doing a lot of insurance claims till dark last night, and I just know there's a lot of people that have uninsured and underinsured properties.
And while companies start to cover claims, Senator Carla May called on religious leaders to do their part.
Be the source of resources, and that's what we need right now because people don't have roofs on their houses. We're expecting another rain on Monday. They don't have places to sleep.
After all, whatever little you have might help.
We need tarps, we need nails, we need board-up material, we need food and blankets.
The demand for supplies could strain shelves at local stores.
Who would have thought that we would have had this level of devastation in St. Louis City?
The road to recovery may be long, but it's one these leaders plan to march together.
I'll be okay when my city's okay. That's when I'll be okay.
So many of you have asked how you could help 45-year-old Garfield Lacey, the man who firefighters pulled out from under all this rubble after his home collapsed during the peak of the storm on Friday night. We've been in touch with his sister. She tells us he's in the hospital recovering from bruised lungs and broken ribs after he was crushed under so much of this weight. But she says he doesn't have health insurance and he's left to pay for most of those medical bills on his own. That's why they've organized a GoFundMe page. They're raising donations from the community now to help pay for many of those bills. That link to the GoFundMe is up on our website, ksdk.com. You can find it there right now. Reporting in St. Louis, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Another area where recovery is underway right now following yesterday's powerful tornado outbreak is the Northside's Fountain Park neighborhood. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings talked to folks in that historic area on a mission to mobilize.
Pretty heartbroken. I mean, this statue has so much significance.
If there was ever a symbol of a city in distress, it's this bronze statue of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lying on the ground.
There are people that come from all over the state just to come to this park and see this statue.
It's a centerpiece in the Fountain Park neighborhood, marking the destruction from Friday afternoon's tornadoes. Tree limbs now rest where families once gathered. Shattered windows and mangled roofs tell the story of a storm that took just minutes to change everything. Dr. King's spirit of service, says Stefan West, who's lived on this block for 20 years, out clearing debris.
I'm very passionate about my city of St. Louis, hence the shirt. You know, we love black-owned businesses, but we definitely bonded together on our block. And we still out here working as well. It's a lot of work to do, but we definitely pulled together to help our neighbors.
Some of the most vulnerable are on his block.
We actually have a couple families that have special needs, and we have a lot of elderly neighbors over here. So a lot of them they can't get out and do, the simple things.
There is a lot to recover from.
I could not even contact anyone because we've been without power all night. And so my heart and my social services, we're hitting the doors and making sure that the youth and our seniors are taken care of and those that are in need. And this is complete devastation.
Water, clothing, anything you can provide to help.
The days ahead will be long, but can be done with love, something Dr. King fought for.
Showing love to each other, showing love to our community, leading by example.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
All right, meteorologist Jim Castillo rejoins us now with the weather impact forecast. And like we said earlier, he's tracking the possibility of more storms.
Yes, Monday is another day we have to just pay attention and watch, and we'll keep you posted here on air and on 5+. But wanted to update you on the power outages. They are improving, but still St. Louis County, more than 15,000. St. Louis City still over 30,000. And then it looks like Madison County, Illinois, about 3,600. Jefferson County, Missouri, 4,200. And St. Clair County, Illinois, about 8. So that's a lot better. All right, Monday, what we have going on, a trough of low pressure comes in. Here's a warm front, and the problem is we might see an area of showers and storms early in the morning, and then we get some sunshine. Then the atmosphere destabilizes, and in the afternoon, showers and storms start to pop up, and some could reach severe limits. And we'll watch this. Level 3 out of 5 in our western counties, level 2 out of 5 in most of the area. Can't really rule out anything. Damaging wind, large hail, and unfortunately that risk of tornadoes. So watching the afternoon and night, I think the morning storms, potential of hail and heavy rain, and then we get a break, but all hazards possible in the afternoon, evening, and possibly into the night. We'll iron out that time frame here for you as we get closer. Just be ready to act and have several ways to receive warnings. Tomorrow's forecast looks good. We're fine tonight, maybe a spot shower in our western counties, but 79 tomorrow. Plenty of sun sunshine. That warm front is far enough away from us, and that storm activity is to the west. So it's mainly clear now. We're probably going to see some clouds starting to increase tonight. That rain in western Missouri may actually clip parts of the area tonight. Shouldn't be a problem at all. Severe weather stays to our south. It's right here in Oklahoma and Arkansas and to northern parts of Louisiana. So as we get to the futurecast here, this is overnight tonight. A shower is possible south of Interstate 70. And then plenty of sunshine tomorrow. You'll think, what a beautiful day, and it will be. And not expecting any showers and storms, but the overnight hours we'll be watching way late at night and early on Monday. And these likely only, the threat from these may be some quarter-size hail. Then we get into Monday afternoon and evening, and that's when we'll see that better risk of severe weather in here. So we'll just watch the timing on this. It'll update again as we get into tomorrow. And then we'll start to see a little bit of clearing as we get into Wednesday. But look at how much rain we could have from Monday all the way through Tuesday. So as much as 3 inches in spots. All right, shouldn't be an issue though, because we're seeing a little bit of a break this past couple of days here with the rain. So 7-day forecast, weather impact alert on Monday. But Sunday, 79, a beautiful day for tomorrow. So we've had a nice weekend and we continue to clean up. Tuesday, and it looks stormy. And then Wednesday, we do have a chance of rain in the morning, and it's cooler, about 65 for Wednesday's high.
Take a break tomorrow. Jim, thanks. We'll be right back. All right, before we go, Jim has that final check of the forecast.
Yeah, so Mike, we're watching Monday as normal, and we don't want to, but we have to watch that carefully. Timing on that storm activity, like we were just talking about in the break, could change a little bit. Right now, afternoon and evening, but it might be a little bit later into the night there. So stay tuned.
And that's more dangerous if it's at night.
It sure is. Yeah. Nocturnal storm activity, we don't want to have that, but that's very possible. So we'll keep you posted. Otherwise, a nice night tonight, 79 tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, some clouds mixing in, but a beautiful day. And then Monday we'll watch 77. Tuesday looks stormy, but not severe weather. We're not expecting it then. Then on Wednesday, 65, much cooler.
And there you have it, 5 on your side at 10. You can always find us on the 5 Plus streaming app. Our on-air storm coverage continues on Today in St. Louis, starting at 6 a.m. Be safe.
Continue with us on 5 Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.